You're hearing Focus with Paul W. Smith on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
It's Monday!
Yay!
Nothing. Yeah, well, that's about the best we can get. And if we could only feel as good about Monday as we do Fridays, well, think how great the week would be. We just have to deal with Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And they were used to talk about a 4-day work week. That'd be a 3-day work week. Be that as it may. It is Monday. I hope you had a great weekend in spite of the Pistons. And the weather was pretty nice, wasn't it? We had tornado warnings all over us. I was trying to watch the golf tournament, and a woman came up half the screen for the rest of the tournament and talked for a half an hour about a tornado in like Sanilac or someplace that wasn't going to affect us. But anyway, they have to do what they have to do, or at least that's what we're told. I hope you did have a great weekend. We will talk about the Pistons eventually. We have to. We have good news, though. WJR, once again, has been named the Station of the Year by the Michigan Association of Broadcasters. Congratulations, our fearless leader, Ann Thomas, Steve Finateri, even Jeff Marcero. But more importantly, the team. Not just those of us you know from being on the air. There are so many people behind the scenes that this award goes to as well, because without their work at the radio station, in all of the positions, without their work, we couldn't do our work, and we couldn't be named once again the Station of the Year.
All right.
Thank you, Michigan Association of Broadcasters. All good news. We all got various individual awards as well, but the most important one is the one for the entire station being chosen number one. And Ann accepted the award, and it was all good. Saturday, I was on the air, another special one of those Victor's giveaways, and we had Amy Ostrike on, and we met the new regional president of Victor's Home Solutions, and working with Jeff Oben. And, of course, Ken and Chuck were there. They were the opening act from 10 till noon. They were kind enough to have me come by at the last part of their show. I did the ceremonial cigar presentation. They did something different. They did a ceremonial bottle of wine presentation.
Very classy.
Which was very classy and very much appreciated. And it's not it was not Boone's Farm apple wine, which is what was my wine of choice throughout school. It was a very good bottle of wine with a cork in it even. So, this is good stuff.
Wow, that's how you know it's legit.
Yeah. Now, there are some legit with screw bottle caps now. There are. I just, and I've bought them. I've used them. Let's see. A couple of things. Oh, I wanted to mention to you, I didn't know if you see this. I don't think you read the newspaper like I do. You're of that generation, young man, where you probably don't get ink smudged fingers from the newspaper.
No, but I do check the news and free press every day.
Online?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. See this? You might not be familiar, but that sound, that's a rustling newspaper. Just like the good old days. Okay, here it is.
Tell us more.
Interested in taking home a piece of tulip time? See, now I got your attention.
Yes.
Ye who went. Your chance is coming up soon during Holland's Tulip Dig. Never heard of it, but here it is. This year's event will begin at 9 a.m. May 30th at Centennial Park, Window on the Waterfront, and Windmill Island Gardens. The annual dig, hosted by Holland in Bloom, allows participants to gather tulip bulbs to plant in their own gardens at home.
You know what, Paul? I bet you that is a madhouse.
Oh, I bet it is too. Swinging shovels everywhere. Designated locations for digging, and participation is $10 per 5-gallon bucket. The event is cash only, first come, first served, and attendees must bring their own buckets and digging tools.
Right.
They just wanted to make that very, very sure. Okay. According to organizers, participants can usually fit 50 to 60 bulbs per 5-gallon bucket. They don't advise removing the leaves and stems before digging up the bulbs. Instead, The recommended technique is to dig about 8 inches down and loosen the soil around the bulb before bringing it to the surface.
That's a really cool idea.
I thought you would like that.
My wife would love it.
You might surprise your lovely wife with that little idea of maybe going up there. Say, didn't we love tulip time? Wasn't that great? Well, how'd you like to experience it again and bring it back home?
Wow.
What do you think?
You've got me sold. Now I'm excited for tulips.
They should have me doing commercials for the tulip dig.
Yeah, they really
I
should.
do them for everything else. All right. It was a great event putting a roof on a guy's house, Randy Moore. What a horrible story. This single now dad with 3 boys lost his wife at the beginning of the year. And what a story it was. And what joy for Victor's Home Solutions to be putting a free roof on his house. We've gone through a number of those and well worth it. Okay. If there's ever been, well, first of all, happy birthday to you. I want to do that every day now because there are people, sadly, who don't have people around to wish them a happy birthday when it's their birthday. But I'm telling you, if you listen to WJR, you have family. That's us. So happy birthday to you if it's your birthday. And that would include my old friend Paul Devers from Toledo at Vin Devers Auto House. And Timothy Merman, who used to keep an eye out on his elderly neighbor, to keep an eye out for her. And that neighbor was my mother, Sweet Marie.
Oh, how great.
And how great the Merman, the youngest brother of the Merman family. You've heard me talk about Paul Merman, Marie Merman, the late now Patrick Merman, and Timothy Merman. I grew up next door to them on Tremont Street in Monroe. And then he ended up living in his grandparents' house, which we ended up buying a house for my mother all on one floor. So anyway, happy birthday, Timothy. Happy birthday, Paul Devers. Happy birthday to you. Let's see what else. I don't even want to talk about this slime bag Luigi that's got a fan club. He represents everything that's bad in America, in my opinion. Anyway, I do want to talk about what I think proves there may, in fact, be a need for sports psychologists. If any team needed a sports psychologist last night, it was the Pistons. Because I think you'll have to admit with me, something was very wrong.
Right.
This was not the team that we know. We still love, but this was not the team we know. What the heck happened?
Yes.
Any thoughts or opinions?
Well, especially after Game 6, where it looked like they finally got it together. I mean, Paul, there were times in the Orlando series where they just looked like a young team where the lights were a little too bright for them. And I got that same feeling last night watching Game 7 against the Cavs.
At home.
Yeah, right.
With the crowd.
Although Dan Gilbert did bus up, 25 busloads of fans?
I was trying to think, how much does it cost to send a bus from? I know it's peanuts for him, but
right.
Well, it's got to cost $5,000 a bus. I don't know. What's it cost to send a bus from Cleveland to Detroit?
Well, from what I heard, all the other expenses were paid too. The tickets, food, and beverages on the way up.
Everybody. Maybe even he might have gotten them food. Dan's a generous guy, and that helped. Our team didn't look like we were there at all.
Right. We're like,
I don't get that.
Yeah, this is the number 1 seed. I mean, to go to a Game 7 and lose by 30, that's nuts. You would think a Game 7, it would be closer because the fact that it's Game 7 suggests that these teams are more evenly matched than a 30-point blowout.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's just no way to look at this and see anything good. So now my Monday column in today's Detroit News, I have to write that a few days ahead of time. Obviously, it was before the game, but I did talk about something to be very happy about because I didn't write the headline, but the headline says it: Detroit sports fans finally catch a break, and it's all about Tom Gores and Vice Chairman Aaron Tellem working out that deal with WMYD TV 20, the official now local broadcast home of the Pistons. So we can know where they are and we can watch them for free. God bless them on that. That's the good news that comes out of all of this. We've got more because we've got Relentless Positive Radio with Mike Parsons, Danielle Mason, Rich Luzinski, and you our most valued audience. We appreciate it. With you on your way to making each and every day count, you know that each day is a gift. And I want to thank you for choosing to be a part of the best and brightest audience in all of radio by choosing the Michigan Association of Broadcasters Station of the Year. This one, WJR. Well, certainly spring has finally arrived here in Michigan. We had a weird weekend of storm predictions and such. Right now, it's kind of nice out. It's warm and sunny. Well, that threat of those nasty spring storms is all around us. And a lot of folks get caught off guard when there are power outages that storms can leave behind. Now, our friends at Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, still the family, next generation, Dan Bert Pelko, are here to help. In fact, there's no company I trust more because I know the family and have for about, well, it's got to be close to 50 years. I know the company. I know none of their people work on commission. This year, I want you to be ready for Mother Nature with a reliable standby generator, more affordable than ever before. Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical offers generator installations, generator maintenance, generator repairs. Their technicians are Generac certified, which is critical because improper service or skipped maintenance can void your manufacturer's warranty. Plus, Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical goes above and beyond with a 10-year extended warranty compared to the typical 5 years offered elsewhere. Here's another bonus. They don't pass on the service fee from the credit card company to you. Did you hear what I said? You're not going to get charged extra because you used a credit card. At Family, cash and the credit are the same. Visit familyheating.com. Schedule your free estimate today. That's familyheating.com. 1216 WJR.
This summer, discover the new menu at 5 Steakhouse, located inside St. John's Resort. Indulge in our colossal shrimp cocktail and estate-level oysters, or experience the Cardinal, our signature 40-ounce dry-aged powerhouse steak, crafted for true steak lovers and carved tableside. Join us every Monday from 2 to 5 p.m. for Martini Monday, featuring $12 martinis. Now open for the season, our terrace is the perfect setting for handcrafted cocktails, exceptional dining, and unforgettable summer evenings. Experience 5 Steakhouse inside St. John's Resort. Make your reservation today.
The headlines are full of major legal cases, both locally and nationally. But do we ever really get the inside story? Join Todd Flood of Flood Law on Behind the Bench this Wednesday at 7 p.m. to get the inside story. Todd will speak with judges, attorneys, and other special guests to explain what the real legal issues are. Todd will also discuss the current legal landscape and what you need to do to navigate the system for your best outcome. Listen to Behind the Bench with Todd Flood this Wednesday at 7 p.m.
I'm Dr. Phil Knight with my co-host Jerry Brisson. What if we told you hunger in America is a problem we can actually solve?
I'd believe it. That's the mission behind Food Secure Nation, our weekly broadcast where we sit down with leaders, innovators, and everyday heroes who are tackling food insecurity head on.
It's not just talk, it's action, inspiration, and a roadmap to a healthier, more dignified future for all. Even more, it gives us possibilities to help our neighbors who have a little more month than money.
And it's casual, humorous, and as you say, Doctor, puts the cookies on the right shelf so that everyone interested in a food secure nation can understand more and do better.
We welcome you to join the conversation.
Food Secure Nation, sponsored by Know Better, Do Better, Sundays at 9 on 760 WJR, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Catch School Talks with Dr. Robert Livernoy.
This week on the program, we're going inside the Michigan school machine to learn all about special education students and how they fit into the regular education model.
I always look at LRE kind of like beauty. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. LRE is in the eye of that educational team that determines what is needed for that child. How are they in the general education to the fullest extent possible?
School Talks, Sundays at 3 on WJR.
Since 1982, Corporate Eagle has defined fractional aviation. Exclusively Detroit, exclusively yours. No out-of-town program can match the personal service we deliver right here at home. Locally based, proudly employee-owned. Every aircraft, every detail, every flight managed by your dedicated Detroit team. This is Members Only Aviation. Corporate Eagle.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Capital One Bank. What's in your wallet? Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. And most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by Paramount Roofing. A new roof doesn't have to wait. With Paramount Roofing, pay no money down and enjoy 5 years at 0% interest. Get your instant free roof quote now at weareroofing.com. Built to last, back for life for homes and businesses alike. Paramount Roofing, roofing made easy. Still have that wreck on I-75 northbound at 7 Mile. It's causing stop and go from the Davison. Emergency vehicles were also blocking the exit ramp. The I-96 westbound on-ramp from Grand River Shaver Highway also closed due to a fire, and some construction blocks your right lane on I-94 westbound between I-75 and John R. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Thunderstorms today with a high of 88, otherwise sunny. Cloudy with occasional rain for tonight, a low of 68. Partly cloudy for tomorrow with a high of 87. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Coming in June, the biggest birthday party in history.
America 250. Michigan made from 760. WJR.
I see commencement speakers booed. That's funny. What a backlash for AI. Who knows where all of this will go? Relentless positive radio when we can, and sometimes maybe not. Caitlin Buss, the best deputy editorial page editor for the Detroit News, here to talk about. It says here, big week ahead for Trump-backed primary candidates after some early election season successes. Well, that's good. Let's hear about that, Caitlin. Good afternoon.
Hey, Paul. Good to be with you. Yeah, we've got, I guess, an interesting election coming up here tomorrow. The one that's kind of drawn me in most, I think, is this contest between Thomas Massie and this Trump-backed candidate in Kentucky. Trump has taken the full force of his ire out on him, on Thomas Massie for, in his mind, breaking with the Republican Party on various things. But I think what we're seeing is that the Trump endorsement, in certain places still has a ton of weight, and probably in any place with a lot of GOP voters. It still, can make or break people's political careers. So I think that's even against, the background of higher disapproval ratings and concerns over, cost of living and all that. In GOP primaries, Trump can still make or break it.
We had the story of Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana over the weekend losing his Republican primary and the chance to seek a third term because President Trump targeted him for defeat in retaliation for voting to convict him in his impeachment trial 5 years ago. So I was pleasantly surprised that the president still has, as you just pointed out, Caitlin Buss, a great deal of power.
Yeah, no, I think there's been a lot of interest in how these were going to go, and kind of a measure of how Trump is doing right now, especially as we're heading into the midterms in November. It's been a little surprising to me too, but again, I think you're seeing it kind of in the South. There's probably more GOP voters down there. In heavy GOP areas, people kind of feel that safety to, talk about Republican politics a ton and get in the weeds on that. And Trump has felt safe to endorse in those races. With Massie, he's targeted him. When you look at Michigan, I think it might play a little differently. I'd be surprised if Trump gets as involved up here, and he's said, or his surrogates have said he's not going to, at least in the GOP gubernatorial race, because, as much as it would help solidify a leader in that race, it might also have some backlash in November if that person, were to win. So just different parts of the country need to weigh it differently. And I think Trump has evolved a lot in knowing when to weigh in and when not.
The one that's caught my attention, and it's meaningless in the scheme of things. Well, maybe not meaningless. I mean, think of the idea of LA turning around and being a good place to live, or San Francisco turning around and being a good place to live, or New York City turning around and being a good place to live. So these things are not meaningless. But this Spencer Pratt certainly has gotten a great deal of attention, hasn't he, Caitlin?
Yeah. He has, and I like his really direct style. I mean, a lot of people do, and I just actually saw, it's hard to keep up with all these races, but on X, I saw he responded to someone, he's been obviously, displaced because of the fires out there, and just kind of a real down to earth, I had to move out of my house. What is this criticism for? So I think we're seeing that authentic style really resonate, obviously in a place like California that's just been destroyed. Someone like that has a huge opportunity to win.
And is he a Republican or an independent?
I would have to clarify. I think he might be an independent.
That's what Mike Parsons was telling me off air. I said, is he a Republican?
Okay.
And he said he might be an independent.
Yeah, I'm not. I would have to check for sure. Like I said, I mean, I've seen his ads. I've, kept up with the commentary around him. But
well, latest thing
too
he's
far
saying,
away for me to know the weeds.
well, anyway, the latest thing is he's saying that if a Democrat like Karen Bass, if Karen Karp gets reelected, that bozo, I can't call them stupid anymore. If that ignorant, that was a line from Saturday Night Live many years ago. I'm not going to use the whole line. Ignorant Karen Bass, the current mayor who has failed in every way. He said if she wins or the other Democrat wins, he's moving out of California. He'll take the money he got from the insurance company, or is going to get, and he won't rebuild his house, which, by the way, that was a very effective commercial where he shows his little motorhome that he supposedly had to live in. Of course, he took some of the insurance money and moved into a hotel, and people tried to hold that against him. But be that as it may, the guy just is catching a lot of people's attention. Mike, you join in on this. Was he on some kind of reality show or something? Was he a television star before he decided to run for mayor?
Yes, and Danielle is well versed in this as well. Yeah, he was on a show on MTV called The Hills, where he was the quote unquote villain on the show.
Best villain in history. He's also been on many other reality TV shows where he is also the villain and whatnot. He's the best.
Do you like this guy? Would you vote for him?
I love him. I would vote for him in a heartbeat.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got all that right, Caitlin?
There you go.
That's the younger demographic that's so hard to capture.
He's very passionate about the things that he likes or the things that he's interested in. For a while, he was really interested into holistic medicine and crystals. So he was really engulfed in that. So I trust him when with this passion he has now.
So, Caitlin, if you need any research on Spencer Pratt, we have someone for you.
Jeez. I'm gonna go.
No, Caitlin, stay.
I'm afraid to ask her what she thinks of that slug Luigi, who just won a case in the court. Not the important one. The gun is still going to be evidence, but stuff that was found in his backpack several feet away from him, they're going to say was not legally investigated, but that's just a clip and a passport and whatever. There's plenty of proof that this guy should go to prison at the very least for the rest of his life. But anyway, I'm not going to ask Danielle where she stands on Luigi.
Oh no, he goes to jail. It's
fine.
Good.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so glad. I've been afraid to ask you. Well, I'm sure, Caitlin, you're happy that you're a part of this conversation.
It's a big election, I mean, people are frustrated with a lot of things. It'll be interesting to see where all of this lands in 2026.
It really will be, and it's interesting to see so far that the president still has great sway with his party, and that's a good thing. You want a president to still get along with his own party because the other party's going to hate him no matter what he does, right or wrong.
Yeah, well, he had a lot of capital built up, so I think it's a lot of it's still there.
What are you working on this week?
Looking ahead, there's been quite a bit going on with MSU, obviously, even just last night. So I've been looking at that. And again, looking into some of these congressional races and how everything is heating up for the summer.
Are you going to be able to make it up to Mackinac for Sandy Baruja's chamber conference?
I am not, but Nolan will be there, and we've been planning for that, and we'll have a couple other people from the news up there.
All right.
It sounds like a great program.
Always is.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about you behind your back, but it's all good things because that's what you are. You're good at everything you do. We appreciate it, Caitlin.
If it's not, just don't tell me. All right. Thanks, Paul.
Because then it won't matter. Caitlin Buss, Deputy Editorial Page Editor for the award-winning Detroit News. Heading toward 12:30 at 760 WJR. Well, we had a great roof giveaway on Saturday. I did a special broadcast. It's always fun being on the air with Chuck and Ken, the inside-outside guys. And Randy Moore in Fraser received one of the roofs in the Victor's Roof giveaway. And it's Amy O'Strike was there from the company, the new regional president of Victor's Home Solutions, Jeff Oben, and the team. They swarmed on that roof and finished it in like 3 hours. It was just incredible. They are just incredible. And when it comes time to call a home services contractor, most people have a major cringe moment. They've heard or experienced nightmare scenarios of bad experiences with home services companies. No one wants to get the runaround, especially when it comes to their home. We're all looking for a contractor that we can trust, and this is especially true when it comes to a roofing contractor. You know that's why I call Victor's Home Solutions, and you should too, to repair or replace your roof. They've built their business on taking as good a care of the customer as they do the roof. They've also built their business around 3 simple promises that they make to every customer they work with. I just spoke to Jake from Victor's, and they're coming over tomorrow to do my 21-point roof inspection. They will respect your time by being on time to appointments, promptly following up, doing what they say they'll do. You'll get a perfect roof, as I did, installed by their highly skilled roofing crews. And number 3, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. No other you a longer, more comprehensive warranty. Let me say it again. It all comes down to trust. When you hire a roofing contractor, there isn't one I trust more than Victor's Home Solutions. Right now, get $500 off a new roof and no interest financing until 2031. Do what I just did. Set up your free 21-point roof inspection. Call them at 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS. Or online simply at victors.com. Victors.com online or 866-VICTORS by phone. We continue in Focus. Paul W. here at 12:32.
I keep seeing celebrities posts, me in the 90s versus now. Well, the person staring at me in the mirror is definitely not the same person that could pull off bootcut jeans. Time creeps up on us so slowly. You don't see it until suddenly you do. Same thing goes for your bills. $1 here, an uptick there. It's a slow burn until one day you realize the price you're paying now is way higher than when you signed up. But at T-Mobile, customers had the lowest wireless bills versus Verizon and AT&T over the past 5 years. And with T-Mobile on their experience plans, you get a 5-year price guarantee, so you know exactly what your plan price will be for the next 5 years. So at least that's one thing that won't change over time. I can't guarantee you'll still look good with frosted tips, but T-Mobile can give you a clear guarantee on your wireless plan.
Lower bills based on Harris X billing snapshots from Q3 21 to Q4 25 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits, and optional charges. Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com.
Did you know only 40% of people get to choose when they retire? To reduce fear and to understand if you have what you need to give you what you want in retirement, the charity has learned after teaching tens of thousands of families with assets between $1 to $20 million, you have to educate yourself and prepare now. Hi, I'm Kirk Cassidy, lead instructor for the Retirement Education Foundation, a charitable program, and the Retirement Education Hour heard here Saturday, 6 a.m. and 1 p.m. If you're retiring within 10 years or already retired, then join us for our retirement education courses held at major universities and colleges in your area. At this course, we'll teach you how and when to take income from which accounts at what age to minimize taxes and reduce the chances of outliving your money. Join us for our 8-hour, almost master's level retirement course to learn how to retire earlier, spend more, and reduce your anxiety. To find a course in your area, go to refedu.org. That's refedu.org. These courses are sponsored by the Retirement Education Foundation, a charitable program.
Club Keno is 3 times more fun with tripler time. For a limited time, you can double or triple your non-jackpot prizes. Tripler time, only from the Michigan Lottery. Did you know Weingarts offers at-home maintenance on tractors, zero-turn riders, and lawnmowers? No need to load up your machine or wait in line. They come to you and perform annual maintenance that your machine needs to keep it running like new. Visit Weingarts.com and schedule your at-home maintenance today. This summer, discover the new menu at 5 Steakhouse, located inside St. John's Resort. Indulge in our colossal shrimp cocktail and estate-level oysters, or experience the Cardinal, our signature 40-ounce dry-aged porterhouse steak, crafted for true steak lovers and carved tableside. Join us every Monday from 2 to 5 p.m. for Martini Monday, featuring $12 martinis. Now open for the season, our terrace is the perfect setting for handcrafted cocktails, exceptional dining, and unforgettable summer evenings. Experience 5 Steakhouse, inside St. John's Resort. Make your reservation today. Monday, June 22nd is the Women's Healthcare Classic at the Dearborn Country Club, and men and women can participate in an 18-hole morning tournament or gather a team of women to enjoy 9-hole play in the afternoon. Proceeds benefit women's healthcare services at Corewell Health Hospitals in Dearborn, Taylor, Trenton, and Wayne. It's hosted by Karen Wilson Smithbauer and Doctors Harris, Burkhill, Wang, Sungi, and Associates. Visit corewellhealth.org/Women's Healthcare Classic.
The headlines are full of both locally and nationally. But do we ever really get the inside story? Join Todd Flood of Flood Law on Behind the Bench this Wednesday at 7 p.m. to get the inside story. Todd will speak with judges, attorneys, and other special guests to explain what the real legal issues are behind the biggest cases. Todd will also discuss the current legal landscape and what you need to do to navigate the system for your best outcome. Listen to Behind the Bench with Todd Flood this Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Consumers Energy is powering Michigan's future. Learn how at consumersenergy.com. Trade in your ordinary plans for the Pawn Shop Guitar Tour. August 28th, Tim McGraw brings his legendary energy to Pine Knob Music Theater, and we've got your VIP upgrade with premium tickets so close you'll see the shine on Tim's belt buckle. Ride in style with round-trip luxury transportation provided by Metrocars. Plus $100 to Buddy's Pizza. To enter, download the free WJR mobile app, find the secret keyword, and text it to 800-859-0957. WJR's Tim McGraw VIP experience. Details at WJR.com.
Thanks for listening to WJR and Focus. Here's Paul W. Smith.
Now, be as gentle as I can be about this in this headline, if you will. The Cleveland Cavaliers dominated the Pistons in Game 7 last night at Little Caesars Arena, 125-94. Not a single Piston broke 20. I bring on our sports expert, Jamie Edmonds, who also happens to be co-host of JR Morning with Chris Lloyd and Jamie. Jamie, you're my sports expert this afternoon. I'm just going to throw it open to this question. What the heck happened?
I mean, good question. I think the Pistons are asking that question today of themselves because they were down 3-1 to Orlando. They were down 3-2 to Cleveland, forced this Game 7. So they had it in them during elimination games, but they just didn't come up with the same fervor that the Cavaliers had to start the game, and then they got down big.
I said earlier that if there was ever proof that there is a place for a sports psychologist, it's the fact that the Pistons could have used a sports psychologist last night, because they did not at any one point in time look like they even believed they could win.
They just look so listless, which is so crazy on your home court with Game 7. And you know who else could use a sports psychologist is Jalen Duren, because he was an all-star during the regular season and then not a great performance in these playoffs.
What do you think? I don't know. You know, I feel bad for everybody. I feel bad for the fans. Look, it's easy to say, and it's true. The Pistons had a fabulous season. We remember 2 seasons ago, what did they win? 14 games?
14.
I mean, they had a tremendous season, but we kind of got sucked in and we kind of expected more just based on what we've seen them do. And none of that was there last night. I feel sorry for the coach. I feel sorry for the players. I feel sorry for the fans.
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely was just not like I thought they could lose. Maybe they'd lose on a buzzer beater or something because anything can happen in a Game 7. But losing like this, that is the surprise for me.
Was it like 30 points or something? Here we were so big on winning by 20. and they came back and just creamed us. It was not pretty. Now, I'm sorry, but I don't have a lot of respect for a team that looks like they could be big time wrestlers with the acting that they do. I mean, the amount of acting those guys did was ridiculous. I was embarrassed.
Especially James Harden. I mean,
well, James Harden can't take a shot. He can't take a shot without falling on the floor, even when there's no one 5 feet around him.
It's kind of the NBA game. Like if you feel a little contact, you like sort of embellish. Exactly what the Cleveland Cavaliers did.
They announced they were going to do it, though. They announced they were going to do it before the first game, or maybe after the first game.
And they certainly executed. But I always think of hockey players when these giant guys are writhing on the ground when they've got like a little tap from another player. Hockey players like play through, broken teeth and everything.
Right. It's a very good point. And unfortunately, most of these basketball players are making much more money than most hockey players. So it is funny to see. Now, any last thoughts on the game? At least now we'll be able to watch them on television free. And I thank Tom Gores and Vice Chairman Arn Tellem for that good news. It'll all be on WMYD TV 20 Detroit. That's the good news. I wrote that in my Detroit News column because I wrote it long before the game.
Well,
but that's the positive news.
Well, here's my more positive news, Paul. I really think this team is learning. And how do you learn? You learn through adversity like this. When you lose this heartbreaking way on your home court, like they're going to come back next season with hopefully a couple more pieces from Trajan Langdon, and they can get to the Eastern Conference Final. There's a good core here.
Yeah, there certainly is a good core. I just can't figure out how it could all just be gone like it was last night. As you point out, on the home court, 25 buses be damned. They lost. I want to know how you're feeling. And I know that the latest episode of Jamie's Journey, your podcast, Angels Along the Way, is now out. But most importantly, how are you feeling?
Well, thanks for asking, Paul. I'm feeling okay. Mondays are my best day because I'm gearing up for another treatment on Tuesday morning. But I have a big milestone coming. The first drug I had to do 12 times weekly, and tomorrow is my 12th. So I still have a long journey, but I can't believe I've come this far.
12 times weekly?
Yes, for this first drug. And tomorrow is number 12.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. Sport coat, thanks to Marie Osborne, I have the pink ribbon. I'm not wearing my sport coat at the moment, but my sport coat has that pink ribbon. And I have asked, when people ask me, I'm wearing it until Jamie's free and clear of cancer.
That is so sweet. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it.
Well, we love you, and we love your talent, and we love you as a person and as a family member. And along the way, any way we can help, we will. And talk about Jamie's Journey, Angels Along the Way. Your latest edition is out now. Just a quick summary.
Just quickly, it's my third episode. I talked to a therapist from Henry Ford to talk about the mental load of getting terrible news like this, and hopefully it relates to a lot of people. And I have a lot planned for this podcast. It's really been cathartic for me, and hopefully it's helping a lot of people going through cancer out there.
Oh, I promise you, you could have been very quiet about this and dealt with it on your own, but you realized how you were helped by other people talking to you and telling you their story. So you decided you were going to help as many people as you could with your platform and tell your story. And I will forever salute you for that, Jamie. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Have a great last dose of this medicine from your 12th take of it. I hope it does everything it's supposed to do, Jamie.
So do I. Your lips to God's ears.
Well, I like to say that, and I'm glad you said it. Jamie Edmonds, co-host of JR Mornings with Chris Lloyd and Jamie, and of course, Jamie's Journey, Angels Along the Way. Look for it wherever you find your favorite podcasts, because this should be one of them. 12:43 at 760 WJR. Dr. Saul Kogan at the Nerve and Disc Institute can help you get outside and enjoy your favorite activities. Surgical non-invasive treatments for severe and chronic back, neck, and knee pain. Intra-disc neutrosis helps people with spinal stenosis, bulging and herniated discs, sciatica pain, and degenerative disc disease, avoid spine surgery. And his Knee Restore RX helps those with osteoarthritis and meniscus tears avoid knee replacement without shots, pills, or downtime. Now, here are the real words from a real patient. Quote, "In 3 weeks, that pain in my lower back has gone away. Yes, gone. I have no intention of returning to those painkiller days. And the staff is so attentive and absolutely professional. If I had to start my back journey all over again, I would try this first, and so should you." End of quote. You will love the team there. And mention WJR in this month of May and get a consultation, exam, X-ray or MRI review, and laser treatment for only $49 for your first visit. Just $49 for all of that. The Nerve and Disc Institute in Farmington, Clinton Township, Grand Blanc, and now Bad Axe. Call them at 586-416-DISC. 586-416-DISC. That works out to be 586-416-3472. 586-416-3472 or 586-416-DISC. You will be glad that you did. Heading toward 1246 at 760 with Paul W. JR.
There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Sharing stories and lures down at the docks as you practice the perfect cast. Renting bikes for the family and pedaling along a scenic, shaded trail. Perusing a local farmer's market for the makings of a picnic. Spreading by the waterside on a sun-soaked afternoon. Find your own moments of pure greatness when you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan. Visit gogreat.com to plan your next vacation.
Summer is just around the corner, and it's time to make sure your air conditioner is ready to keep your home cool. Crystal here from Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, reminding you to schedule your summer service today. Our expert technicians will clean and check your air conditioning and make sure everything is running properly so you can head into the warm weather worry-free. Don't wait for the heat to hit. For a worry-free home, visit familyheating.com to find the location near you and call to schedule your summer service today.
There's no place in America better to play golf in the summer than right here in Michigan, and we celebrate that reality every week on Michigan Golf Live. Join us Saturday evenings at 6 for Michigan Golf Live here on WJR.
Mom, I got it. I got the loft in Detroit.
Oh, honey, that's great. When can you move in?
July 1st. The place is gorgeous. Lots of windows, hardwood floors. I want to get just the right things.
I'm so excited for you. I have the perfect place. Du Michel's in downtown Detroit has everything you're looking for. It has unbelievable modern and vintage furniture. You can also get some rugs for your hardwood floors, a couch, and a dining table if you need one.
What about artwork?
Du Michel's is known for their fine art. They have modern lithographs, watercolors, and fantastic oil paintings.
When can we go?
We can go tomorrow. They're on preview now for their auction. Remind me to look for your cousin's wedding gift. They have beautiful china, glassware, and pottery. So I'll meet you tomorrow downtown at Du Michel's at 409 East Jefferson, across from the General Motors headquarters.
Hey there, JR listeners. Chris Alberta from Principium. Look, I have an urgent message for you today about your retirement. I don't care if you already retired, you're a few months away, or you're a few years away. Soon. And you probably don't have a pension because you are your pension. Recent all-time highs in the market. Look, you're at the top of the mountain. And now we're in an Iranian conflict. AI might replace your job. And like it or not, you could be retired as long as you were working. But despite all that, is the best time I have ever seen in my career to build you a retirement plan. The fixed rates are unbelievably good. Income models are killing it. You combine that with top-notch market management and you're going to win. If you wait, you will lose. These rates will go down. You remember the 4% rule? My clients are using the 7% rule. They'll always have a paycheck, and that's freedom. Don't wait. Call me now. 888-800-8949. Call me, Chris Alberta, 888-800-8949.
Spring shouldn't be a struggle to breathe. May is Asthma and Allergy Awareness Month. And with nearly 1 million Michiganders affected, it's time to take control. Visit aafamich.org for local resources and management tips to help you breathe easier.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With smart business buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
This summer, discover the new menu at 5 Steakhouse, located inside St. John's Resort. Indulge in our colossal shrimp cocktail and estate-level oysters, or experience the Cardinal, our signature 40-ounce dry-aged porterhouse steak, crafted for true steak lovers and carved tableside. Join us every Monday from 2 to 5 p.m. for Martini Monday, featuring $12 martinis. Now open for the season, our terrace is the perfect setting for handcrafted cocktails, exceptional dining, and unforgettable summer evenings. Experience 5 Steakhouse inside St. John's Resort. Make your reservation today.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm's sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands. Score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by Sky Rental. Commercial and residential spring projects are in full swing. Now is the time to rent your equipment from Skyworks Equipment Rental. And don't forget to make those summer project rental reservations. Book today at skyworks-reliablerentals.com. That's skyworks-reliablerentals.com. That wreck on I-75 northbound at 7 Mile is cleared. The I-96 westbound on-ramp from Grand River Schaefer Highway now open as well. And some construction blocks your right lane on I-94 westbound between I-75 and John R. Street. That should wrap up by 3 this afternoon. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Thunderstorms today with a high of 88. Cloudy with occasional rain showers for tonight, a low of 68. Partly cloudy and 87 for tomorrow. Right now it's sunny and 85 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law, Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
Lots going on, that's for sure. Let me give you a little bit of good news from WJR, Michigan Association of Broadcasters, #1 big city radio station. Again, congratulations, Ann Thomas and the team. The team includes not just those of us you know from behind the microphone, but all the other people who are really behind the people behind the microphone. The entire staff is a family here at WJR, and none of us could do what we do without each and every one of them. In engineering, in sales, started mentioning areas, but Mike, help me, all the different areas, people that work on the logs, people that do all the different things that are done, the board operators, everybody.
Producers, Mark Blackwell, and who makes our
Production,
commercials.
Yeah, commercials. So everybody is part of the team and share in this Michigan Association of Broadcasters, fabulous Michigan Association of Broadcasters, #1 radio station once again. And you're a part of it. That makes you #1 too. We appreciate you choosing to be a part of the best and brightest audience in all of radio. See, I've been saying that a long time, and it's so true. While you're on your way to making each and every day count, because you know each day is a gift. Quick note here. It's WJR's Tim McGraw VIP experience. Your chance to rock when country music legend Tim McGraw brings his Pawn Show Guitar Tour to Pine Knob Music Theater, August 28th. So do people enjoying country music, do they also rock like people enjoying rock music?
Yeah, there's a lot of crossover there, I would think.
Okay. You could win a pair of premium pavilion tickets, transportation, courtesy of our friends at MetroCars, the best, and $100 to Buddy's Pizza. Yummy, the best as well. To enter, it's easy. Download the free WJR mobile app and find the secret keyword. Then text it to 800-859-0957. Okay, this is easy. Download the free WJR mobile app. find the secret word, or as Groucho used to say, secret word, then text it to 800-859-0957. And don't worry if you don't know the reference to Groucho. It's okay.
You're still eligible.
Nobody is that old. Not even me. For more information, visit WJR.com. More information. .com. Well, we were going to talk to Steve Dolant, retired Detroit Police Assistant Chief. Police are warning about Water Wars game where the kids are using realistic-looking squirt guns. I didn't think they were legal anymore. Didn't we solve this problem a long time ago? Didn't we make it illegal to make toy guns look realistic because of all the trouble those toy guns almost caused or did cause, with people actually even losing their lives? I thought they had to be orange or green or have an orange tip or a green tip. Didn't you think that was the case, Mike Parsons?
Yeah, and if it's not illegal, it should be, because number one, I don't know why why they're even being sold, and number two, why somebody would buy a squirt gun that looks like a real gun. Now, I think some of these kids are taking the orange tip off of it, but even
that's
then,
stupid,
right? But
I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to use the word
that's
stupid.
Bozo.
That's bozo-like.
Well, and here's the other thing too. Why are you even manufacturing squirt guns that look real if you take the orange tip off of it?
Nothing about them should look real.
Yeah.
They should look like squirt guns.
Right. Like supers. Back in my day, we had the super soakers, and they were quite obviously.
And I think you used well water at that time, if I'm not mistaken.
We did. Yeah. Well, the glaciers were just melting. So that gave us.
Yes. And it was our fault. The older generation that melted those damn glaciers. I didn't mean it. I never knew it was happening.
Well, that's okay. If you didn't, I would have no water for my squirt guns.
The other thing that's happening, and that Steve was going to talk about, and we can talk about here, is that the Detroit Police Department is stepping up patrols for teen takeovers. What the heck is going on with these? I saw a teen takeover on the news here a little while ago, and they were in a fast food restaurant throwing tables at each other. What is this about?
Yeah.
Besides being very bozo-like.
Well,
even Bozo wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know how they. First one I saw was just some kids going into a store and telling people to go shop at the store. But obviously, the more people get involved in something, the more chance that there's a bozo in there ruining it for everyone else. So I think it started off at something somewhat positive, and it's gotten out of control. And I know that the city of Detroit are trying to figure out ways, give teenagers a place to go so that, they're not going to be loitering where they're not supposed to be. But it's become an issue.
Yeah, it is an issue. It's like crazy issue. Coming up, Daron Levin will be with us. We've got lots to talk about. My gosh, they just busted a group of anti-Semitic people who were planning on terrible things, like in 20 different cities.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what is going on here? Then Patrick Anderson will be here. He's concerned, as many people are, that there are deaths in Michigan outpacing births. This is not the first time we've talked about that, but it is a major issue. So there's a lot more to talk about, and we will continue to do our best with relentless positive radio, which means we won't probably talk too much more about the Pistons because there's, it's the positive note is they had a great season. Can't take that away from them. The positive note is that Arn Tellem and Tom Gores have made a great deal so we can watch the Pistons. We'll know where to watch them and for free for the next season. We continue in Focus on WJR.
Lunch was great, but this traffic is awful.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas times.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, or rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food.
Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's creoninfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Spring has finally arrived in Michigan. Unfortunately, so has the threat of nasty spring storms. Many have gotten caught off guard with power outages that storms can leave behind. My friends at Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical are here to help. There's no company I trust more because I know the family, I know the company, and I know none of their people work on commission. This year, be ready for Mother Nature with a reliable standby generator. Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical offers generator installations, maintenance, and repairs. If your generator is not serviced by a certified technician, it will void the manufacturer's warranty. And if you don't receive maintenance after 200 hours of runtime, that can also void your warranty. The technicians at Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical are Generac certified to keep your generator working. As if that isn't reason enough to book with Family, find extra comfort in knowing they will not pass the service fee from the credit card company on to you. At Family, cash and credit are the same. Visit FamilyHeating.com to schedule your free estimate today.
This is the great voice of the Great Lakes, 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
The president could face a new legal fight. On Lisa Brady, Fox News, as the Justice Department announces a compensation fund for people claiming political prosecutions.
President Trump and members of his family agreed to drop a lawsuit against the IRS in exchange for the Justice Department creating a $1.7 billion anti-weaponization fund. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says the fund sets up a lawful process for victims of lawfare and weaponization. Government watchdogs and Democrats say the fund has little oversight and will benefit friends of the president with meritless claims. The lawsuit against the IRS was filed in response to the leak of tax records by an agency contractor.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Former South Carolina attorney Alec Murdaugh is now suing former court clerk Becky Hill, accusing her of tampering with the jury at his murder trial. Last week, the state Supreme Court tossed out the convictions for killing his wife and son, largely over Hill's role. The state does plan to retry Murdaugh. A key ruling in the state case against Luigi Mangione, who's accused of killing healthcare executive Brian Thompson in New York City and was arrested days later in Pennsylvania. The judge granting a defense motion to suppress evidence, but not all of it.
Mangione was nabbed as he was sitting at the McDonald's, and police officer Christy Wasser looked through his backpack. She found a bullet magazine wrapped in wet underwear and other items. She then took that backpack to the police station, where she found the gun police said was used to kill Thompson. Judge Carroll ruled the search at McDonald's was not legal, and what was found there will not be allowed at the trial. Carroll, though, is allowed what Wasser found in the backpack at the police station. That includes the 9mm gun, silencer, and notebook prosecutors call his manifesto, but lawyers say is a diary.
Fox's Eric Shawn. Mangione also faces a federal trial, with the New York State trial tentatively set to begin first in September. America is listening to Fox News.
Hello, I'm Dr. John Bernian, Superintendent of Warren Consolidated Schools. In just a few weeks, we'll congratulate the nearly 1,000 members of our class of 2026 who have collectively earned more than $10 million in scholarships to date. Before long, it'll be time to introduce ourselves to the members of the class of 2039 who will be our new. To give your child the chance to join in our success, call 1-888-4WCS-KIDS or visit us at WCSKids.net.
Hi, let's talk about your bathroom.
Time for a remodel? Rebath handles every step of the process, starting with a free in-home design consultation and product selection.
Here are some custom designs and samples.
After you pick your style, we do the demo and installation.
You're all set.
It's remodeling made easy. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Visit rebath.com for $1,000 off your full bathroom remodel.
Last year alone, the Michigan Lottery contributed over $1 billion to support Michigan public schools. Over $30 billion since 1972. The Michigan Lottery, for fun, for schools. Discover the new menu at 5 Steakhouse located inside St. John's Resort. Indulge in our colossal shrimp cocktail and estate-level oysters, or experience the Cardinal, our signature 40-ounce dry-aged porterhouse steak, crafted for true steak lovers and carved tableside. Experience 5 Steakhouse inside St. John's Resort.
Trade in your ordinary plans for the Pawn Shop Guitar Tour. August 28th, Tim McGraw brings his legendary energy to Pine Knob Music Theater, and we've got your VIP upgrade with premium tickets so close you'll see the shine on Tim's belt buckle. Ride in style with round-trip luxury transportation provided by Metro Cars, plus $100 to Buddy's Pizza. To enter, download the free WJR mobile app, find the secret keyword, and text it to 800-859-0957. WJR's Tim McGraw VIP experience. Details at WJR.com.
This is Focus with Paul W. Smith on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Good Monday afternoon to you. It's the 18th day of May. This is hour number 2 of Focus with Paul W. Smith, the team with relentless positive radio. Our producer, Mike Parsons, Danielle Mason, Queen of the Switches, Rich Luzinski, keeping an eye on WJR traffic. And along the way, as you're on your way to making each and every day count, each day is a gift. We all know that. We just don't always remember it. All of us, including me, need to be reminded. And QTR, as Kim would tell us, quality time remaining. Nobody has a number on that one, so bear that in mind. And thanks for choosing to be an important part of the best and brightest audience in all of radio, because you're listening to the best and brightest radio in all of radio. According to the Michigan Association of Broadcasters, we are the number 1 radio station in big markets, period. Congratulations to Ann Thomas, our fearless leader, Steve Finateri, Jeff Marcereau, and the team. That's not just those of us who are lucky enough to be on mic, as they say. It's all of the people behind the scenes, from the salespeople, the producers, the board operators, the engineers. What else, Mike? Let me just put it this way. It's a blanket. Anybody who works at WJR deserves to share this number 1 award, period.
Right. And Paul, I know you haven't mentioned this yet, but you were recognized for a couple of things as well. So congratulations.
That's all great. I don't do this for the awards. I do it for the money.
Right.
But, the fact
and the perks,
all the perks,
and the women, Kimberly is the only woman. Anyway, so I love getting awards. Everyone does, but I can't stress enough that this award is the most important one. It's like they take a player and you go, "Wow, you did this and you did that." And he goes, "Yeah, but we lost the game." Right.
Well, you did this, you did that, but we won the game.
Right.
And that's the good news.
Well, yeah, and every award leads to points that get factored in. So it's just
really what points are those that get factored in?
Whatever points you get for whatever.
That sounded so good, but I thought, I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. I mean, anyway. I could read you the entire sheet, but it would take a while. And
don't do it. All right. You can stream us. You can podcast us later. If you missed the show, can't be here noon to 2, podcast us at WJR.com. Hope you have the free WJR app. There's a contest now that you can join. Facebook and YouTube pages are streaming our video live. And, of course, we're the sandwich. We're a happy sandwich in between WJR All Talk, Kevin Dietz, and just great shows. And followed by JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermani. He was on vacation, right? It wasn't like he was out getting surgery or something.
So he was at a golf outing on Thursday, and then Friday he was...
What is he, in sales? Oh, sorry.
Well, he's an athlete. I don't know. And then he actually was sent to the Indianapolis 500 by Fox. So that's why he had to.
Did the Indianapolis 500 already happen?
I know. That's what I said, too. I'm like, wow.
I don't think it has it?
Either
he
that.
might have been there for the advanced stuff. I've been there for the advanced stuff and for the races. But I don't. Has it happened? And it can't. And we never talked about it. Wow. That's like the Kentucky Derby.
So this is, well, it says it's on Sunday, May 24th. So, yeah, it must have been.
Well, it's only May 18th.
Yeah. So I don't know. We can ask. We can ask him. Maybe he just went down to get the shrimp cocktail at St. Elmo's Steakhouse. I don't know.
maybe we shouldn't ask him because that's what he told Nicole, his beautiful wife,
Yeah.
who I knew before he did. But anyway, couple of things here. Well, we don't want that. Let's take a look at this. The boil water advisories, they're lifted for the communities impacted by the water main break in Auburn Hills.
Yeah, talk about under promising and over delivering. Remember,
Nice
they
job.
said, yeah,
Yep.
it'd be 2 weeks, and it took about a week. So,
U.S. House okays bill with $162 million for Selfridge Air Base upgrades, according to Melissa Nan Burke in the award-winning The Detroit News. Why is that? I thought all this was approved already.
well, and that's a good question, and we're going to have Mark Heckel on tomorrow to help sort it out. But
Okay.
I know some of the funding was from the state budget, some of it was from the federal budget, so he can because yeah, you're right. It seems like every few months there's great news about Selfridge, which is really good, but it's like, how's that different than the news we got before?
Yeah, I thought this was a done deal. Oh, just wanted to mention, because I don't think they get enough attention. Luigi's, which is, what is that? St. Clair Shores, kind of Harrison Township. It's out there where Mark Snethkamp lives. He stopped by, in fact. We went with
Harrison
Mike
Township. Yes.
Harrison Township. We went with Mike Shadowski, the shelving.com magnate, and Lath Leo from Metro Cars. And we went to Luigi's Friday night, actually. Dean Olgiati and his wife, Kristen, they run a tremendous restaurant there. And the people that know, like Tom and Mary Ragusa from Sunsport Marines. They stopped by. Julie, our waitress. I told you, Mark Snethkamp. They have such good food and so reasonably priced. Prime rib, very reasonably priced.
I love a prime rib.
And great pizza. Great everything. Everything they do is very good.
Well, and
Luigi's.
Here's the thing, Paul. I'm looking at pictures from inside the restaurant.
Yeah.
I love an Italian restaurant with wood paneling and the checkered table coverings.
This is everything you would love in an Italian restaurant, and then some. Really.
The food looks good, too.
It's very good, and the service is great, and Dean and Kristen are wonderful people, the owners. All right, Sunday, that was yesterday, as far as I know. Carol Kane does a great job, columnist in the Detroit Free Press, in the USA Today Network. Carol Kane did a profile feature story on one of the nicest guys I know, Bob Riney.
I saw that.
Bob Riney, who started his career at Henry Ford Hospital as a security guard and worked his way up to the finest president and CEO of Henry Ford Health, period. Bob Riney. You can find this online still, right? These things live on forever online. So find it under the business section of the Detroit News. And I'm just going to tell you, everything good you've ever heard about Bob Riney is absolutely true.
Well,
it is correct. And not an easy time to run a huge health system, but he's doing a nice job with it. And of course, they just had this big, what was not a topping off thing, but they just had a big event.
Yeah, they put the top on the new development they're building over there.
I thought we were going to be broadcasting from there, but we will broadcast from there soon enough. And by the way, with all the work he's doing with all the different things, he is going to be, or is, the chairman of Sandy Baruah's Detroit Regional Chamber's annual Mackinac Policy Conference, taking place May 26th through the 29th on Mackinac Island and at Grand Hotel. And we will be there. Is a morning show there?
Yes.
Or is it the...
It's us in the morning show.
All right, so it's the morning show and us. We'll be there.
And we'll be talking to Bob up there.
Yeah, good. Oh, excellent. I'm glad you got that booked. So that was a nice piece. And then I saw this piece, Letters to the Editor, What Could Top an American Pope? A Michigan Catholic Saint. And it was, in fact, Edmund Fitzgerald, like the ship. No, Edmund Ahee, who introduced me in the first place to Blessed Solanus Casey. And apparently he is up for sainthood. I did not know that.
Wow.
I can tell you this. He should be a saint. A canonized saint with Detroit roots would draw pilgrims, inspire charity, and lift Michigan into a global witness of faith and mercy. So say a prayer. This canonization would be a blessing, not just for Michigan, but for the whole world. That's from no relation, Matthew Smith Jr. in Davison, letter to the editor, with a big picture of Father Solanus Casey, who, if Edmund Ahee did not introduce me to him, he didn't introduce me to him, but he introduced me to the whole concept and gave me a scapula, which unfortunately I can't find, which had a piece of Father Solanus's garment in it.
Wow.
Really very special. So it's the Ahees, and the Ahees continue to raise money on behalf of the Capuchin Soup Kitchen and all that. A great family and a great saint. Some of the Ahees could be sainted, for goodness sakes. All right. Relentless Positive Radio. We're underway. 114 WJR. Well, let me start with this. Marygrove can often install your awning in as little as 48 hours. That's not 6 weeks. That's not, oh, we'll call you when we can do it. That's 48 hours. That's this week. That's because Mike Fallahy, good friend of mine, and his family have been running Marygrove right here in Detroit for over 90 years. 90 years in this town. That means you obviously are doing it right. You'd be gone. You wouldn't make 90 years. Marygrove only makes motorized awnings, no cranks, no shortcuts. You hit the remote, instant shade. Heavy-duty framing, fully enclosed housing to protect the fabric. Built-in LED lights, adjustable pitch when the weather turns. And there are no middlemen, no random subcontractors, all real Marygrove employees installing it, backed by a 10-year warranty. So here's what you do. Go to marygrove.com right now. Marygrove.com. Do it now. Book the free in-home appointment. It takes you minutes. It's easy. It's low pressure. You could be sitting under your new awning in as little as 48 hours. Don't wait until the next heat wave or anything else. Expand your living space by taking advantage of that space behind your house or alongside it. Marygrove.com. Detroit built, 90 years strong, and faster than anyone in the industry. Call them at 1-800-44-AWNING. 1-800-44-AWNING, which is, I guess, 1-800-442-9646. 1-800-44-AWNING. Marygrove, you will be so glad that you did. Paul W. Smith, WJR 116.
Hey there, JR listeners. Chris Alberta from Principium. Look, I have an urgent message for you today about your retirement. I don't care if you already retired, you're a few months away, or you're a few years away. You're going to be unemployed soon. And you probably don't have a pension because you are your pension. Recent all-time highs in the market. Look, you're at the top of the mountain. And now we're in an Iranian conflict. AI might replace your job. And like it or not, you could be retired as long as you were working. But despite all that, it's the best time I have ever seen in my career to build you a retirement plan. The fixed rates are unbelievably good. Income models are killing it. You combine that with top-notch market management, and you're going to win. If you wait, you will lose. These rates will go down. You remember the 4% rule? My clients are using the 7% rule. They'll always have a paycheck, and that's freedom. Don't wait. Call me now. 888-800-8949. Call me, Chris Alberta, 888-800-8949.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
My name is Jerry Neester, owner and president of Ready Parts. I started the company in 2005 as an automotive supplier. When I started our company, I didn't know all the regulatory compliances. I didn't know all the needs and requirements that I was going to have to provide. I could go to Tryon and they could tell me, they would work with me. They would provide all that. It was seamless. It was so easy.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Congratulations, class of 2026. You've put in the hard work, you've got the degree, and now it's time for you to make your next move.
That's right, AB. But the next move usually requires a little bit of momentum.
Exactly. Whether that move is across the country for a new job or across town to your first office, University of Michigan Credit Union is here to help you kick off this next chapter with a victory. They're offering 0.5% off all of your new and used auto loans for recent college grads.
A new ride with a lower rate? That's a huge win for a new grad.
It really is. And if you need a little extra flexibility for your moving costs or work clothes, they're also taking 0.5% off their My Choice personal loans. It's all about giving you the tools to transition into the professional world with confidence. And that special rate is good for 1 year from the date of your graduation from an accredited university.
UMCU really does have the tools you need to succeed.
Just stop by any branch or visit umcu.org to see how they can help you make your next move. UMCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster. Buying custom blinds shouldn't be complicated or stressful. That's why we make it simple and affordable. You measure, you install, and you save big on custom blinds. Ordering takes minutes, installation is easy, and we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
We've got an accident blocking your right shoulder on I-696 westbound at 11 Mile. Some construction on I-75 southbound between 11 Mile and I-696. Expect some slowdowns on I-94 westbound between I-75 and John R. Street. Looks like you're slow from Van Dyke there. There's some construction that's going on. That's going to be there until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Treetops Resort. Treetops' 5 distinguished courses mean every round lives up to its promise. Spectacular. Layer in the unlimited golf stay and play package, and the value becomes impossible to ignore. Quality, quantity, and consistency. Honestly, it's one of the best golf deals in Michigan. To book, call 888-TREETOPS. Thunderstorms possible today with a high of 88, otherwise sunny. Cloudy with occasional rain for tonight, a low of 68. Partly cloudy and 87 for tomorrow. Right now it's sunny and 85 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Coming in June, the biggest birthday party in history.
America 250, Michigan made from 760 WJR.
As we continue in focus, Paul W. here, Relentless Positive Radio, on your way to making each and every day count. You know that each day is a gift. We all need reminders from time to time. Freelance journalist, born in Israel, served in the Israeli military. Doron Levin joins us with an awful lot going on here. There's this large-scale attack on Jewish institutions in major U.S. cities that were thwarted over the weekend as anti-Semitic flyers were littered all over Berkeley. And I saw a story that they were here in our area on door handles, and I'm hoping that the door cameras caught these people. But I got to ask my friend Doron Levin, what in the heck is going on, Doron?
Well, unfortunately, and first of all, hi, Paul. It's good to always hear your voice and to speak. Having this privilege to speak to your listeners. It's unfortunately, anti-Semitism is something that's been around for thousands of years. It takes different forms at different times. We know that, and the reasons for it are mysterious, and the theories are multitudinous. But we know that there are attacks from the left, attacks from the right, attacks against Jews because of what's happening in the Middle East. And it's clear that this episode in which these flyers were passed out in Berkeley was meant to intimidate somebody. And what a shame for something like this to happen on the 250th anniversary of the United States, a wonderful country that basically exists today because of religious prejudice in the past and the need to have freedom of worship. That's where the original settlers came from to occupy this country and settle this country. And isn't it sad that 250 years later, I have to go to worship under armed guard because of people like the people who are leaving these flyers around, and like the person who crashed into Temple Israel with the plan of murdering children. It's unspeakable. There are no words. What can I say?
There are no words. It is unspeakable. It is indefensible. It is astonishing 250 years later. Be that as it may, who's behind this? And by the way, it makes me want to say out loud, these people who are fighting the president on attacking Iran, and like they're saying, well, they didn't have nuclear weapons yet. What? They've killed so many Americans. Forget about the people they kill, their own people, but they've killed so many Americans. And who do you think's behind something like this? If it's happening at 20 locations across the country, this is organized. Who do you think's organizing it? What do you think?
Let me say this. I mean, in the one case, let's talk about the one case in which there was a person, a suspect, officially speaking, a suspect who was deported from Turkey, who was planning to blow up synagogues in the United States, and he's now in U.S. custody. This person probably had no idea that he was being surveilled by law enforcement, by intelligence apparatus, and we have the tools today to find the people who are doing this and to warn them when they need to be warned and to punish them when they need to be punished. But I'm sure that these people in Berkeley who thought that they were being very clever by putting these flyers on people's doorstep to intimidate Jewish people probably had no idea that they're going to show up on camera, that they're going to show up online, that eventually there's going to be a knock on the door and they're going to face some consequences for what they did. I feel very confident about that. As bad as I feel that there are people who feel that they have to do things like this, I also am confident that the authorities who are in charge of detecting people like this and surveilling people like this and then punishing them when they need to be punished are going to be successful.
But is there one entity behind this to have it so organized in 20 different locations over one weekend?
No, I don't think so. I think you'll probably find that these people are, I don't even want to guess where it's from, but like I say, there's been plenty of anti-Semitism from the right, there's been plenty of anti-Semitism from the left, and there's been plenty of anti-Semitism from extremist groups in Muslim countries who are angry about what's happening in southern Lebanon, who are angry about what's happening in Gaza, and want to somehow hold Jewish people responsible for that in Berkeley, Michigan, as idiotic as that seems and should seem to anybody who can think about it for more than a minute.
Can you tell me when the New York Times started hating Israel and Jewish people? Can you tell me when and how that happened?
It's really very sad. I mean, as you know, quite a while ago, I was the bureau chief for the New York Times, and so I used to read, as a matter of my obligation to my employer, I used to read the newspaper very, very closely every single day. And it occurred to me as a Jewish person in the United States, even back in those days, that there was always a feeling that whatever Israel did that was good was probably not worth paying attention to. But whenever there was some kind of slip up in the Israeli prison system or somebody claiming that there was an injustice traded against them by the Israeli government, or there was a firefight in Gaza because people in Israel don't like to have missiles fired at them. Whenever that would happen, there was always something that gained prominence in the New York Times. And so I think that there's always been this kind of institutional bias against Zionism, against Israel, against Jews. And lots of us feel it, and we're sensitive to it. There's no question about that. Why it happened, I don't know. I have to tell you, it's sort of funny that the Sulzberger family, which owns the New York Times, back in the day was a Jewish family. I don't know that they still are affiliated with Jewish institutions or that any of their members still think of themselves as Jews, but they were Jews. There's no question about it.
When I worked in New York, they were very well known as Jewish people.
Yeah, yes. Others regarded them as Jews. They may not have regarded themselves as Jews, but others did. And I have to say also in the newsroom, it seemed like half the people in the newsroom at the New York Times were Jewish. So the whole thing is a little bit mysterious, but it's very sad because we've never, this is a people that has been, if you look back over the centuries, we've been expelled from Britain, we've been expelled from Spain, we've been murdered in Germany, and we found a place in the United States that, generally speaking, has been very favorable to us and has welcomed us. And over the years, we've been admitted to universities and to hospitals and to clubs and to all kinds of civic associations. And for this to happen is it's dispiriting, but we're not going to let it break us, I promise you.
Well, yesterday's New York Times full page story on the so-called sexual abuse by Israeli soldiers. There isn't a negative story about Jews or Israel that they don't gleefully dive into, it seems to me.
Yeah, the columnist, this guy, Nick Kristof, who wrote this, has really made a whole profession of pursuing stories like this around the globe. And some of them are verifiable and have evidence. But to say that there's a systemic movement in Israel to sexually abuse Palestinian prisoners is ridiculous. I can tell you that, having been in the Israeli military and having I read the Hebrew newspapers. If you do something in an Israeli prison that you're not supposed to as a jailer, and somebody can witness that, or gets, there are cameras everywhere today, you're going to be arrested and punished for that. Does it happen? Of course it happens, Paul. There are probably 1,000 outstanding abuse complaints at Rikers Island today. It happens in the prison system of every country. But to try to say that this is part of the Israeli character, that this is how we manage our life, by perpetrating sexual abuse of Palestinians and Palestinian prisoners, that's ridiculous. And I'm not sure which is more sad, the fact that some people believe these stories, or the fact that the news standards of the New York Times would allow something like that to be printed. It's really horrible.
Daron Levin, our friend, freelance journalist, thank you, as always, for weighing in on the news of the day. We appreciate it, Daron.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I appreciate it, Paul. God bless you.
Oh, God bless you. As we continue, Focus with Paul W. Smith. Relentless Positive Radio when we can at 1:31. Looking to cut energy costs and reinvest in what matters most? Well, DTE's Energy Efficiency Program for Business helps organizations save energy and lower operating expenses, including K-12 schools. Right now, schools can receive a 15% bonus rebate on qualifying electric upgrades like lighting and HVAC, on top of the standard rebate. But act fast. Funds are limited, and they're available on a first-come, first-served basis through September 30th, 2026. If you have anything to do with your schools, call 855-748-2525 to get started today. That's DTE Energy Efficiency Program for Business and Schools, 855-748-2525. Call now, 855-748-2525. 132 760 WJR.
Searching for a luxury 2 or 3 bedroom townhome? Welcome to Kirkway Apartments of Washington Township in Macomb County. Beautiful townhome style apartment homes designed for comfort and effortless living. Enjoy spacious open floor plans, modern finishes, private entrances, attached 2-car garages, and maintenance-free convenience. For a limited time, receive up to 1 month free rent on a 13-month lease. Don't wait. This exclusive offer is only available for a short time. Visit KirkwayApartments.com today for more information.
Club Keno is 3 times more fun with Tripler Time. For a limited time, you can double or triple your non-jackpot prizes. Tripler Time, only from the Michigan Lottery. Spin on Golf with PGA professionals Brian Cairns, Jordan Young, and WJR Steve Courtney, 6 p.m. Sundays live from St. John's Resort. Escape to the greens with a Cardinal Stay and Play golf package. The show is sponsored by Rocket and the Rocket Classic, coming July 30th through August 2nd.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaid spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hi, it's Paul W. Smith. We're all glad to finally be able to enjoy walks, golf, pickleball, and other activities outside. Don't let severe or chronic back, neck, or knee pain get in the way of you doing the things you love. Call my friend Dr. Saul Kogan at the Nerve and Disc Institute. Thousands of people have reduced or eliminated their pain thanks to his gentle, relaxing, non-invasive, and best of all, non-surgical intra-disc neutrosis and knee restore RX treatments that stimulate the body's natural healing process. If you have spinal stenosis, herniated, bulging, or degenerative discs, sciatica pain, numbness, tingling, or burning in your hands, arms, and legs, osteoarthritis, or meniscus tears, Dr. Kogan can help you. Mention WJR in May to receive a consultation, exam, X-ray or MRI review, and laser treatment for only $49 for your first visit. The Nerve and Disc Institute in Farmington, Clinton Township, Grand Blanc, and Bad Axe. Call 586-416-DISC, 586-416-3472.
For more than 35 years, MetroCars has set the standard for professional transportation across Michigan and beyond. MetroCars is proud to serve as the official transportation provider of 760 WJR. Executives and business travelers trust MetroCars for dependable airport transportation and seamless corporate travel. From early morning departures to late night arrivals, their professional chauffeurs ensure every ride is punctual, comfortable, and stress-free. Choose MetroCars. MetroCars.com.
Hey there, JR listeners. Chris Alberta from Principium. Look, I have an urgent message for you today about your retirement. I don't care if you already retired, you're a few months away, or you're a few years away. You're going to be unemployed soon. And you probably don't have a pension because you are your pension. Recent all-time highs in the market. Look, you're at the top of the mountain. And now we're in an Iranian conflict. AI might replace your job. And like it or not, you could be retired as long as you were working. But despite all that, it's the best time I have ever seen in my career to build you a retirement plan. The fixed rates are unbelievably good. Income models are killing it. You combine that with top-notch market management, and you're going to win. If you wait, you will lose. These rates will go down. You remember the 4% rule? My clients are using the 7% rule. They'll always have a paycheck, and that's freedom. Don't wait. Call me now, 888-800-8949. Call me, Chris Alberta, 888-800-8949.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Many people seem to be incubating a rage, looking for somewhere to go. Are there times when you think the country's out of control? You see all these things and you wonder, what in the world is going on? It wasn't this way 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Do we have the will or not? But we are Americans, and I believe we absolutely do have the will. I do this show for you. And when you're not interested in it anymore, I will just go away.
The Mark Levin Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform. The Michigan Association of Broadcasters has chosen your 2025 Station of the Year.
The Commercial Radio Market 1 Station of the Year goes to WJR AM.
Again.
I also accept this award with a lot of gratitude for the MAB in this wonderful night, and also tremendous gratitude for our wonderful team at WJR. So thank you.
The great voice of the Great Lakes. 760 WJR. You're hearing Focus with Paul W. Smith on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Patrick Anderson is the best. Patrick Anderson is the founder and CEO of Anderson Economic Group. Patrick, always a pleasure having you on board, my friend.
Thank you, Paul W. That's a nice compliment from you.
Well, I mean it. You've been around a long time, and you are completely trustworthy. We understand when we talk to you, we're getting good information. You're concerned. A lot of people are concerned when, once again, we find that deaths in Michigan are outpacing births. And a lot of people are concerned, including economists.
Absolutely. And this is something that I've talked about for a long time. For many, many, many years, Michigan, like most civilized places, was gaining more people than we would lose. And by gain and lose, I literally mean births and deaths, as you're saying. But after 2020, we're now 5 straight years where we've lost more people than we've gained. If we didn't have any immigration, we'd be declining in population. So it's definitely something where, us, like a lot of people, are saying, hey, we should have more population here, and we should try to attract people to live here and make it a better place that people want to stay and want to start a family.
Natural decrease is this population phenomenon. It's where deaths exceeded births. It's happening a lot of places. And it's interesting because when countries try to control the birth rate, like the most famous one would be China, when they had a one-child rule, now they're in big trouble, and they're trying to reverse it. It's easier said than done, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And you mentioned one of the great tragedies of the late 20th century, which was China's murderous one-child rule. And I don't use that word. I don't want to use the word, but it was terrible what was happening in China, where people were disappearing, or they weren't showing up, or they were disappearing, and to comply with the Communist Party's one-child rule. India also went through not as bad an episode where they were so concerned about a population emergency, and that they were, let me say, forcibly taking people and preventing them from having births. These are really terrible things that happen, and a lot of it had to do with this kind of elite conception that population was a danger, and that more people was going to destroy the earth. Well, more people are what produces what we have on the earth, and the United States and many other countries and the whole history of the world shows you get more people, they're more industrious, they figure out how to grow more food, they figure out how to do more things, and that's one of the things that makes the world great.
That person not born could have been the person who cured cancer, for example, if you want to really broaden the thought process. And before we use the coronavirus as an excuse, there were thousands of coronavirus-related deaths during the height of the pandemic. But we, as a state, Michigan, was trending toward this natural decrease prior to the pandemic.
We were going down, and you can look at the chart right here, headed down that way. And pandemic is over, and we're still below. So it's definitely something that we, and as you said, other places are trying to get more people to be born and to get families to form and have people want to live there and create families. And this is a big challenge for a lot of civilized societies now, and it's a problem for Michigan.
What do we do? I mean, how do we, guys like you and me would volunteer to help people procreate, but we can't do that.
Here's something that we can do as leaders. Stop talking about people like they're a drain on the planet, and start talking about people like they're the reason we have a planet. And some of this is religious, and in my faith, I think God made the world and put people on it. And wanted people to enjoy the world, obviously to be good stewards of it. But there's been a lot of elite, educated talking down to people as if we're going to run out of carrying capacity on the earth. We are in no danger of running out of enough food or energy in the world. We're in danger of human governments in generally creating big problems, but humans are a blessing, not a curse. And I think more educated people, elite people ought to talk that way.
Humans are blessings, not a curse. God bless you, Patrick Anderson, founder, CEO of Anderson Economic Group. We always come away from our conversation much better off because you are so bright and brilliant and you help us understand so many things. Thanks, Patrick.
All right, Paul W. Have a great rest of your day.
You do the same. 143 at 760 WJR. I am thrilled to be able to give you good advice, not just through the great interviews we get to have with fabulous people like Patrick Anderson, founder and CEO of Anderson Economic Group, but many of our advertisers, unless I know of them or learn of what they do or even have them do work for me, I'm not going to be here and tell you, wow, these are great people. It just doesn't work that way, my friends. I do know that probate is not good. Probate is bad. It's slow. It's expensive. It's completely public. But I do bring you the good news that you can avoid probate entirely with a revocable living trust. Now, I know you think trusts are for rich people. That's what I always thought. But if you're like me and you've worked very hard all your life, there's a good chance you need a revocable living trust. A revocable living trust keeps you in control of the who, the what, and the when. Who receives your assets, what assets they receive, and when they receive them. And when your assets are properly owned by or payable to the trust, you bypass probate and you protect your family from the delays and costs that come with it. At Estate Planning Legal Services, PC, Estate Planning Legal Services, their attorneys walk you through every step. They'll help retitle your assets at no charge. And if you need any changes in the future, they're free for life for their clients. With more than 25 years serving Metro Detroit families, they know how to make the process clear, affordable, and stress-free. Get the peace of mind you deserve. Contact Estate Planning Legal Services today for your free consultation and learn how a revocable living trust can work for you. Call them at 248-435-0400, 248-435-0400, or go to EPLSPC.com. That's a mouthful, but here's what it stands for. Estate Planning Legal Services PC.com. EPLSPC.com, or call them at 248-435-0400. It's the right thing to do. Heading toward 146 at WJR. Spring has finally arrived in Michigan. Unfortunately, so has the threat of nasty spring storms. Many have gotten caught off guard with power outages that storms can leave behind. My friends at Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical are here to help. There's no company I trust more because I know the family, I know the company, and I know none of their people work on commission. This year, be ready for Mother Nature with a reliable standby generator. Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical offers generator installations, maintenance, and repairs. If your generator is not serviced by a certified technician, it will void the manufacturer's warranty. And if you don't receive maintenance after 200 hours of runtime, that can also void your warranty. The technicians at Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical are Generac certified to keep your generator working. As if that isn't reason enough to book with family, find extra comfort in knowing they will not pass the service fee from the credit card company on to you. At Family, cash and credit are the same. Visit familyheating.com to schedule your free estimate today.
No matter where you look, rising costs are hitting Michiganders hard. When you're forced to make tough choices, keeping the lights and heat on shouldn't be one of them. Consumers Energy is stepping up, giving back $5 million to assistance agencies and supporting efforts to increase energy assistance dollars for families in need by 50%. And with personalized energy saving programs, you can take steps to start reducing your energy bills today. Count on Consumers Energy for support. Learn more at consumersenergy.com/help.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
It's the Inside Outside Guys. Time for your home's annual checkup.
Start by checking your roof for missing shingles. Make sure downspouts are moving water away from your foundation.
And don't forget to inspect all that caulking around your windows and doors. Small gaps can mean big energy losses.
For the area's most trusted contractors to help you with your next home project, visit guys at InsideOutsideGuys.com. That's InsideOutsideGuys.com.
Sponsored by PM Technologies. No power, no problem. With a PM Technologies Generac home standby generator, PM Technologies are the only electricians that can service and install all major generator brands and help you with your major home electrical needs. From panel upgrades to EV installs, have the PM Technology licensed and insured electricians help you keep the power on with a Generac generator. Find out which Generac home standby generator is best for your home. Visit nopowernoproblem.org. That's nopowernoproblem.org.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster. Buying custom blinds shouldn't be complicated or stressful. That's why we make it simple and affordable. You measure, you install, and you save big on custom blinds. Ordering takes minutes, installation is easy, and we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by University of Michigan, dedicated to putting research into action, from bringing Braille into the digital world to warming newborns without electricity and working to build a stronger Great Lakes economy. Learn more at umich.edu/look. This message is sponsored by University of Michigan's Michigan Creative. Construction blocks your right lane on I-94 westbound between I-75 and John Art Street. That should wrap up by 3 this afternoon. We also have some construction slowing you down on I-94 eastbound between I-275 and Greenfield Road, and some road work on the Jeffries westbound between the Van and I-275. You're slow from Farmington Road. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. We have a severe thunderstorm watch for Wayne, Macomb, Livingston, Oakland, and St. Clair counties until 8 p.m. We'll keep an eye on that for you, let you know if it materializes in any storms. Highs in the upper 80s today, cloudy with occasional rain tonight. Low of 68, partly cloudy and 87 for tomorrow. Right now, hazy sunshine and 85 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
All right, let's slip Steve Dolan in, retired Detroit Police Assistant Chief. Steve, I wanted to ask, I thought that it was illegal to make toy guns, squirt guns or otherwise, to look like real guns. Whatever happened with that?
Who the hell knows? But what they do is they cover the black, or they blacken the muzzle, or they put tape around it, and you can't tell. They shouldn't make them, because people are going to get killed. Kids are going to get killed. And I was telling Mike earlier, about 15 years ago, when I was in Southwest Detroit, there was a policeman came out with 3 kids with guns, and I responded. I was by myself. I had an observer, but I responded, and sure enough, these 3 kids came out with guns. And I yelled, "Drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun." And the first 2 kids did. The third kid just stared at me. And I thought, oh, my God, I'm going to have to shoot this kid. Oh, my God. And they're like 12 and 13. He finally dropped the gun, and I went up there, and the one kid was crying, going, "It's a water gun, it's a water gun." Like, what are you talking about? Kicked it away, and they were plastic. And I thought, my God, I would have gotten killed 3 kids because of this crap.
And that's what it is. I mean, I can't believe, first of all, if you're a parent and you see your kids with what looks like a real gun, you take it away. You get rid of it. You destroy it. I don't get this at all. They're putting police in a terrible position.
Terrible position, absolutely. And it should be against the law. I think it is against law. But facsimile firearm. And what are you going to do with a 12 or 13-year-old kid? You think they're going to charge him? Of course not. They're not. It's a kid. But how would I feel if I had to kill an unarmed kid or any police officer?
Of course.
And mine was broad daylight with 3 kids. So, yeah, it was
unbelievable. All for a game called Water Wars.
Well, this is before Water Wars. I've been.
I know.
Have you supported Water Wars yet?
I know. Years ago, you talked about being in this kind of a situation, but I thought years ago we fixed it. But clearly, I was wrong.
No, we
they
have not.
still have manufacturers manufacturing the guns, and what's worse than that, even the ones that have an orange barrel or green or whatever, the kids are covering it. Why would they cover it with tape? How stupid is that? Oops, I can't say stupid. What a bozo move that would be.
Okay, I can say stupid.
Yeah.
Because they think it's cool. And some of them use that and rob people with facsimile firearms, because it's covered in black. And what's going to happen is some of these kids are going to get shot and killed. And that's what it's going to take for these lawmakers to say, look, or judges, start hammering these people that sell these guns. But, these kids see stuff on TikTok, the waterworks and stuff. Every squirt gun should be either green or yellow, a bright color, not black. I mean, come on.
It should look like a squirt gun. It should look like those super blasters with the container on top for the water and all the rest of it.
And when we were kids, they had little orange ones. You remember those?
Yep,
I
do.
I know you do.
Detroit police are said to be stepping up patrols following the shooting of a teenager downtown because of the teen takeover. What the hell's going on? I saw it on television. Another one where kids took over a fast food restaurant. We're throwing tables at each other. What is going on?
It's the newest thing, I guess. It's a whole social media TikTok thing. The kids downtown, they probably thought the Pistons were going to win yesterday and be part of a celebration. It didn't work out that way, and it got out of hand. I have a solution, but it's not very PC. I'd say take a bus down there. Anyone who resists, throw them in the bus, take their phones, and when the bus is full, then, and only then, do you give them their phones back. That's just me.
Well, what's wrong with that, Steve?
Because kids will have anxiety.
Let's see. Anxiety or getting shot dead or getting killed in a riot among other teenagers.
I know, but it's not politically correct for me to say that. But I can say it, you can't. Because
I can say
you're on the
it
radio
too.
and I'm not.
Yeah, but I'm not a newscaster. I'm an opinion caster. It's just my opinion. I find myself agreeing with you, Steve Dolan, retired Detroit Police Assistant Chief, more than I don't.
Well, I appreciate that. So hopefully it gets better next weekend, okay?
Here's hoping, praying. Thank you, Steve.
Yep. Take care, man. Have a good one.
You too. Steve Dolan, retired Detroit Police Assistant Chief, on the water wars and on the teen takeovers. The things that we shouldn't even really need to talk about, but you see that we do. All right. I thought that Ryan Ermani was on vacation. Little did I know he was working. He had a golf outing, and which made me ask earlier, what is he, in sales? And then he went to the Indy 500 qualifier for that other job he has. Is that all correct, Ryan?
That is correct. We did the Kids on the Go golf outing, raised a lot of money on Thursday, and then qualifying weekend for the Indy 500. Did that for the Fox job, and what a weekend that is, too. Incredible stuff.
Oh, yeah. And here I was going to ask, did you have a good vacation with Nicole? I was going to ask, did Paul and Robin Stanford, Nicole's mom and dad, go with you? I mean, I had all these questions.
But I did make it to St. Elmo's in Indianapolis, which is a must every time I'm there.
You have to let me. I don't have time now. But one day you'll let me tell you my St. Elmo's story with my son, Adam.
I can't wait.
Many years ago. And we were not told about the shrimp cocktail sauce, which we later spent the entire rest of the evening watching other people be surprised as if their mouth was on fire.
I got to hear that, Paul. I
got a great story of getting in there, too, when a waiter said, how'd you just walk in? And I said, well, I'm Roger Penske. And he said, no, Roger's right over there at that table. And I went, oh, no. I got to go right over there and tell him I was just kidding.
I love that.
There's a lot more to the story, but here's what's coming up. JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermani. Can't wait to hear from you. We missed you, and it's always great. You go on out, make it a great rest of the day. We'll